Aloha, I'm Felicia Miller Johnson, and I conduct work life video interviews with career professionals that become an all intuitive conversation. Aloha, and welcome to another episode of All Intuitive Conversation. I'm excited to connect.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I am doing well. I am excited to connect with you today and learn more about you. Yes.
Oh
So
my
my very
God.
so my very first question is, where are you calling from, or lining in on the screen from?
Oh yes, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, okay. So are you from there?
Just a little bit across the border in Indiana. So about 45 minutes away, small town girl just wanting to move to a place that's not small town. So it's like a small, big town.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so this is kind of a pit stop right now. But this is Cincinnati. I've known it my whole life anyways. And we're just, yeah, we're just our own little island over here.
Okay. So what was it about you that said, I want to go to Cincinnati? With the whole, I get the big time feel, but what did you want to do when you got there?
So I honestly just wanted to feel more, I guess, at home and also have opportunity to be more connected in the community. So I'm able to do that here. There's so many, different things. It's a conservative town, but I also wanted to stay close because I have grandparents close.
Hmm.
And I just didn't want to be too far away from them. My grandma told me I could never live more than an hour away from her, and she up and now lives 2 hours away from me. So whatever, grandma, you broke our deal.
Okay.
But yeah, it's and honestly, always just kind of like coming into my own and my own identity, sexuality, and everything. Like, you still have to be super closeted and Indiana. And so in Cincinnati, there are more groups and people and places that I can just be whoever I am and whatever. So that's a big important thing for me as well.
Okay, so that's so making sense because what had came out right away was the sun card, but it's got
Ah,
this woman in it, right? And she's just taking this sensual bath, just in the public, you know, I'm not hiding. And then also what came out was the card about the temple path. Well, initially caught my mind, I was like, okay, you're journeying, going your own path. But then after that came out was the victory. But then I'm looking at her. She looks very goddess type energy, just glowing. And all of the cards are have this gold glow to them, which is very much giving me this feeling of the divine feminine. So you've already said it. So tell me about this sexuality freedom that Cincinnati is providing for you.
I mean, it's by no means this amazing, like super, super open free place, but it's at least in my little neighborhood, I have friends who are diverse. I have friends who are gay, lesbian, bisexual. I'm bisexual and identify as queer, and I'm always trying to kind of hone that, own it,
Mm-hmm.
like explore what that means. And you're hearing my dog in the background
Yeah. Yeah.
playing with a cat toy. And so it's more like it's more of a, city, and all these little just people who are just themselves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You have the
Mm-hmm.
hipster crowd, you have the not so hipster crowd, you have the overt, you have people who are just owning it. And I love that.
Yeah.
Uh, definitely did not grow up that way. So I'm always dismantling things that always held me back in my childhood. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw held everyone else back around me, and just kind of always hold on, wanting to
Mm-hmm.
dismantle that. Also going to dismantle my dog, trying to work on
Say
this toy
hi.
here.
Yes. Yes. It's totally all right. We're all doing life and we're all in
I know, right?
our space. And so we have animals, we have kids, we have neighbors
Yeah,
that cut the grass. Like
I
so we're just
know.
having
And
this.
yeah. I live like in a city too. So I'm always out. I'm always, mingling with people, just always out. You always see everyone, right? And so that's what I love.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then tell me about when you were growing up. Like when did you realize that there was something unique about Kara?
I always knew it. I never felt in place. I always, yeah, I never really felt like I was in the place that I needed to be. And I'm growing, and I feel that right now I'm in a place where I can explore new places and also be a part of that and own me. Cincinnati is not my place, but I love Cincinnati. It's my heart. It's my home. I feel more, um, you know, I got it. Okay. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel more connected than, and than the smaller town roots. But just the whole um, keeping quiet, going with the status quo.
Mm.
I've never been status quo ever. I don't think I came out of the womb status quo.
Right.
It just was me. So,
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Okay. Um, so yeah, so some more cards that kind of came out were meditate. I'm just kind of sharing these with you with the picture
nice.
and success with a woman and a younger childhood, which would led to the whole like when you were youth, what was that like? And then a young lady kind of looking back on the spring and then reach. So I'm gonna go with the spring, which is kind of connected with me because first is she's looking back. What is it that you would change about your experience growing up?
I'm so right now I'm doing this change within myself, going back and you know looking at little Kara, young Kara, and saying it's
Mm-hmm.
okay, right? It's okay. It's okay to be you. There's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, do more of it. Please do more of it, right?
Yeah.
And then if I could somehow go back and tell my mom and my grandma the same thing, and then they somehow, were able to do that, oh my gosh, they would have been unstoppable, right? And
Yeah.
so it's just this long line of beautiful women who are like, hey, maybe you can just own the ugly with no shame and use that as a way to just move forward and be with the world, be with the flow, right? And just be okay. And so that
Yes.
would be a huge thing, just being in an environment where everything was so good and valid, and there's no
Yes.
shame and shame, right? And that's a huge thing for me.
I love that because it just, like I said, it just kind of came out. And then with it being connected with the success and the fact
Yeah.
that you're already looking back on your childhood, how do you can rewrite that? And so then the next one that connects to that is let's bring forward. Where do you see Kara a year from now?
Okay. Hmm. Kara, a year from now. Uh, Maybe not in Cincinnati. Maybe not. But more connected, more into my business. Right now, I've been taking kind of a hiatus to really actively work on just so many beautiful things that I've been able to uncover, including the ugly, right? And just healing some
Mhm.
things. I've been a part of some amazing projects that have allowed me to look back and be like, what do I want to do for me? You know, for some reason, I was always just this forward going person doing things, working on projects that were amazing, are amazing,
Mhm.
incredibly amazing. And they weren't exactly aligned with me, or they weren't I was putting projects of mine on the back burner. And
Mhm.
so now I feel like, you know, the last couple months and moving forward, I've been and I will continue to just focus on, like, it totally is okay to focus on my projects, because for me, it's not
Yeah,
about
the
me.
focus.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not about me. Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's not
Mhm.
about me. It's about like what really um do I have the strength and ability and intuition and power to do, right? Love
Mm.
it.
Yes,
Ah, so
yes.
that's
Mhm.
gonna be me, you know, not yeah,
Mhm.
that's Kara.
Okay, I love that. So tell me more about this business that you had on the back burner.
Yeah, so people know me at Deep in Roots coaching. And I was involved in Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer. Wonderful, beautiful show.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, and that uncovered things that, you know, allowed me to be like, how can I make Deep in Roots better? And so I'm in the replanning, redevelopment stages. But mostly I Deep in Roots is about helping people deepen the roots to their own personal power,
Hmm.
and uncovering the inherited mindsets that hold us back from the get-go. And so providing coaching and just support and awareness around that and tools to help us do all that, that's a huge thing.
Mm, okay. So the next question that came up that they're asking me to, Emmanuel's asking me, is for you to close your eyes
Okay.
and then describe your ideal client.
Hmm. Yeah, so my ideal client is, you know, my ideal client is typically 30s, 40s. They're, you know, they could be professional, but mostly they're just in the intuitive space. They're in this space where they perceive more and more than the world around them. And they have a hard time kind of being okay with that, right? And
Mm,
they just really want to kick ass in their own life, and they don't really know how to do that. And so they could very much also be in the LGBTQIA plus space. They could also, you know, be just, you know, just anyone, but anyone who just really, you know, needs to be their own person, and they need that permission to do so. They're my client.
mm. Okay. So the reason why I was like, okay, so what am I, why am I asking her to do this? Um,
Oh no.
because the phrase that came up was getting out of your head about it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Thanks for calling me out. I appreciate it.
I was like, okay, like what does that mean? Because the thing about it is that based off of what you described and what you're sharing is that it's absolutely a need. That there is someone who's just waiting for you to do that. But it's like you said, it's like what may be blocking you or getting, just in the way. And in the moment when you, because like I said, you got two, like that was back to back about closing the eyes and really just taking the time to, okay, what is it that I want to do? Who is this person that I'm here to help? And then what came out was you got two crystal cards for like, okay, what's the words of encouragement to help you along with your business, right? Was you got black Canine as a
Huh.
crystal, and it says set strong boundaries.
Yeah.
But then you also got bloodstone,
Huh.
which says get up, get moving.
Yeah. I think
So
way too much. Always. Anyone who knows me, I just think way too much. So thank you.
okay. So it's like, yeah, get up, get moving, like on this path. Like it's waiting for you to get there. Because before it was like, okay, yeah, I'm basking in the sun and I'm here. And then it went to nothing and then to this beautiful kind of goddess thing. And it's like, where are you at on this path now? Because you were missing in that picture, and it fell like right above the other one I was talking about. Okay, you spring forward, what are you doing looking back? But then okay, now spring, look back, but now let's spring forward, what are you reaching toward? Which landed right
Mm.
next to the set strong boundaries and get up and get moving. So ultimately, get up and get moving. Let's process more a little bit about the boundaries. What does it mean when you hear set strong boundaries?
Putting the needs that you have for you
Yes.
first, most definitely. And I think we all can work on that, right? And at the same time, I talk about it and always looking into what that means for me. Because, all of us who coach or support or provide tools also need to do the walk in with our talk in, and it's a constant process, right? And I've been putting up some amazing boundaries, and there's always room to keep doing that, right? And it felt empowering and very good to be like, I can, going back to, I see all these amazing projects that I could be very useful in. But are they my projects, or are they projects that I'm best suited to be in, right? And it's choosing that whatever does ultimately serve me serves everyone else. And that there's nothing wrong with that. And really owning what that looks like for me, because we can see it in others, right? But also
Uh-huh.
knowing what that looks like for ourselves. Once you see it, you're like, mm-hmm. Like today for me, strong boundaries is like, I'm going to do what I need to do right now. Um,
Mhm.
and um, and I'm also going to be on this amazing show because I've been waiting for some time to see what's going on. I'm like, I feel like there's going to be some call outs, and I'm all for it. I'm all for personal accountability, right? But
Encouragement, yes.
yeah, encouragement. And also just giving myself permission to, whatever flows. I'm constantly just going and going, and just being okay with stopping or whatever. But
Yes.
also I appreciate that this this amazing show is that little piece to say, you can stop, but not on your important stuff. Get get to work. Get to
Yes.
work.
Yes. Well, it's
Yeah.
aligning exactly with that message of confirmation for you, because this is what it says about the black Canine crystal. It says, set firm boundaries. Creating strong boundaries enables healthy relationships. However, sometimes that requires saying no when the people in your life ask things of you, which is basically what you just kind of talked about. Like everyone else's project, like they're great projects and things like that, but they were just not aligned with where you were reaching for your goals, right? It says it's
Yeah.
important for your own self-care to separate your own needs from those of others as part of your day-to-day routine. Instead of giving to others until your cup is empty, set limits to ensure you have enough love and energy left to nurture all of your valued relationships in a healthy way over the long term. Resist any feelings of guilt. Stand strong in your power and own your boundaries.
Love it.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. I've made a strong practice lately to look into why do I feel this negative? Why do I feel this pull for this negative emotion of guilt or shame? Like
mhm,
what's it teaching me? What is, because it's always a tie to our past, right? It's not a tie to our authentic selves. It's always a tie to our past. So I'm not
yeah,
in the past. So what's that teaching me? What reservations do I have, right? Spring
like,
forward,
yep, yep, the
keep
whole,
moving.
yeah, the whole looking back. So continue doing that, and, then once you get that answer, that respond, it's gonna be get up, get moving on, okay, acknowledging that, move forward, releasing any judgment and, supposed to stick out, guilt, that you're gonna have, which came out was consolation. The trigger statement that you're gonna hear, "I cannot go on."
Hmm.
The comforting statement is, "My heart is light. Please hold space for the feelings you have. Honor them and be with them. Your burden will be lightened." So it's like, yeah, you're going to come up with some things that are going to seem like heavy, you know, baggage, and like, and then it's going to make you want to stop. But ultimately, in the end, which is the whole, bloodstone. And in a way, what I see with that, what they're saying is that, yeah, you're gonna have these feelings of blood that's gonna be like, may even feel like a death, you're cut, you're wounded and everything like that. But it's like, get up, keep going. Like you're not dead. You have a path because you got victory and success.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's victory, success, and the sun. Like
Yeah.
like you're there, bask in that. But yeah, process your stuff. Because some stuff will come up, but it's good that you're meditating and you're not afraid to ask that question. Um, but yeah, set the strong boundaries for you, protecting yourself, and then keep going.
Yeah, definitely. It is very interesting that the bloodstone was pulled, and then you talked about death. Uh,
Hmm.
Death definitely has been with me my most of my life, so it's very interesting that that card was pulled.
Evidently, it's
Look
confirmation
at
for
you!
you.
Look at this! Look at us!
We are co-creating this experience together, which is this whole experience of just this whole spirit where I'm gonna just let you know as we're going about our day-to-day lives, and we many times hear the phrase work smarter, not harder. Ultimately, what I encourage people to do is to live smart. And that is basically what they're just kind of coming in and giving guidance to individuals of, okay, yeah, how can we live smart, which means see yourself and awaken, master your emotions, ask, believe, and receive, relax, relate, release, and talk wisely. Do those things, we can ascend to new levels of success, not only in our career, but in our personal life. Because let's face it, it's all pretty much intertwined. So I love
It
that. that you received this message that you were supposed to receive today. Um, Thank you so much for being open to having this all intuitive conversation with me. And for those that are watching, thank you for watching and connecting. And I realize, as some of you have shared, that even though me and Kara are having this conversation, that you also may receive a message that encourages you to live smart. So until next week, thank you for watching. Kara, stay on, and we'll connect again after this.
Yes.